5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretations to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired Krishna. So once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Let us move on to the next session, that is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all are joining the call today?
Hare Krishna Mata, go ahead.
Go ahead, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mata, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Das Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Anita Ramya from Sharjah. Happy Nandotsav Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Wish you the same.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Wishing everyone happy Nandostav and also Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Wish you all the same. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dana Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj. This is Radha Raman Das from Maryland, US.
Hare Krishna, Radharaman Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, and happy Nandosav and happy Janmashtami once again.
Wish you the same, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, who built a house that we can all live in peacefully. My name is Sri Sapanashat. Hari Hari Bol to all you wonderful, wonderful Vaishnavas and Vaishnavi. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Sri Ishopanishad Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you. This is Krishna from Ram. Happy Nandosav and Srila Prabhupada stay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Thank you so much for your wishes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandatam to all the devotees, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Ashrama devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Rectoy, and happy Nandotsav to everyone. Happy Prabhupada's appearance day to everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your wishes. Wish you the same. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Bhagavati Vasudha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karna Devi Dasi from Elkhorn, wishing everyone a very happy Srila Prabhupada appearance day and a wonderful Nandotsav. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Wish you the same. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Bhagavati Vasudeva Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shama Vahidasi from Charlotte, and happy Nanda so to everyone, and happy Prabhupada's Arpitans Day to everyone.
Hare Krishna Shama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your wishes. Thank you so much for engaging all of us in this wonderful service, in service to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I welcome all of you once again. Thank you everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today, we are really fortunate to have His Grace Samik Rishi Maharaj to enlighten us on the topic of memories of Srila Prabhupada. Before I hand over the call to Maharaj, I would like to hand over the call to Susmita Mataji for the brief introduction. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to
Hare
you.
Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. My pranams to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today's speaker is His Grace Samik Prabhuji, and he is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. Being a doctor by profession, he has done immense services to the devotees community and served the society by donating for lots of projects. For example, he donated the deities in Philadelphia temple, and he made 3,000 temple units that served as an altar in the villages. He also served as temple president of ISKCON, New Jersey for 15 years. He is known for his simplicity and humility. Prabhuji has studied Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining the call and giving your opportunity. Mataji, I will hand over the call to you. Hare Krishna Prabhupada Pranam.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Shama Krishna Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances. Thank you, Maharaj, for giving your valuable time and association in this Bhakti Sangha conference call. Hare Krishna. I hand over the call to you, Maharaj. Over to you. You have to unmute, ma.
Is it okay?
Yes, now
It's
we can hear.
okay. Today is a very auspicious day of appearance of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Also today is Nandotsav. Krishna was born. Janmashtami was just yesterday or midnight yesterday, and so both days are together. It's a Rohini Nakshatra when Krishna was appeared, and also some Nishit period, some special period that comes hardly like it is more than 5,200, almost 25 years since Srila Krishna left this planet. And so that was the nakshatra at that time, Rohini Nakshatra. He was born in Rohini Nakshatra, which is also at this time, this Rohini Nakshatra is today. So let us do some prayers to Srila Prabhupada and Lord Krishna. Om Agyanti Mirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurana Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Kadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanditam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhya Krapa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। It's a very, very deep subject to speak about glorification of Srila Prabhupada, but particularly what was my relation with Srila Prabhupada's disciple. I will give some background and then what Prabhupada wanted and what we are doing, how we could glorify Srila Prabhupada on this day. And so by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I was protected from becoming completely not only westernized and going into Maya, eating meat, drinking, that were all could have happened. But somehow I came in touch with Srila Prabhupada's movement in Philadelphia temple. So went to the temple, met with Ravindra Prabhu and his family member, myself, my wife, my brother, we all met Srila Prabhupada several times, but also joined the temple. And inviting devotee association was the most important part that I stayed in ISKCON and relationship rather than living after like almost 53, 54 years. I could remain there because of devotees association, inviting devotees from wherever they needed some medical treatment, keeping them in my house. And the house was open for everyone. So that kept me in the moment and following the principles. And I learned so many things from devotees when they stayed. His Holiness Satsuru Maharaj stayed for many, sometimes 3, 4 months in our home, writing Governments of Bhagavatam and writing this Prabhupada Lilamrit that he wrote many an investigation and sending Baldev Prabhu and others to investigate in different parts of the world to meet with those who directly had relations with Krishna. But in particularly my part with meeting with Srila Prabhupada. So that was April 1, 1973 that I went to see. I was told by Ravindra Prabhu that Srila Prabhupada coming for only one day in New York City. That was in Henry Street, that there was a temple. So we drove with a very fast speed and went to that temple. That was Henry Street was, I think it was in Brooklyn at that time. And but we heard that Prabhupada is buying a large high scraper building, 14, 15 story building on the 15th story. There was all sea plants and all this. And then at the 8th and 50, I think 8th Avenue and 55th Street, there was another temple that they were buying. So we went to the old temple, the first temple in Henry Street, met Srila Prabhupada early morning class. So we attended the class and some devotees escorted us to Srila Prabhupada's room because there were hardly any Indians who joined at that time in 1972, 73. So whenever there was an Indian, it was Prabhupada's open order to bring them to my room. So after the class, Prabhupada went to his room. I, my wife, my brother, and one another close friend, Krishna Kiri, we all went to Prabhupada's personal room where he used to stay in his room. And some another Punjabi fellow and his American wife was also there at that time. And Prabhupada just asked very casual. There was no special like formality or very much relaxed. And although we were somewhat tense, what to talk, what to speak, but somehow I asked him that my mind does not stay while chanting. We started chanting since 72 when we went to the temple and chanting, but naturally I was chanting 6 rounds, but at least I was chanting at that time. And so Prabhupada very clearly, emphatically said that by the strength of the chanting, we'll be able to concentrate. Whenever the mind goes, you try to bring again in the holy name, try to listen to the holy name and speak, pronounce properly, and listen to those words. And that is the numerical strength also. It's not that if you are if you chant 16 rounds, and by sitting there and you put your mind
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji, Prabhuji has gone disconnected.
Back.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna,
Is it
Prabhu.
okay?
Yes.
Yes,
So
Prabhu. Voice was little breaking, Prabhuji. Voice was little breaking.
Oh, okay. Louder, okay? I could
Okay,
speak
Prabhuji,
more
okay.
when the upside it is not, but it's working now, right?
Yes,
No,
Mataji.
your network
So,
connection is.
I said that. Hello, Hare Krishna. That's okay.
Yes, Maharaj, it's okay.
Hare Krishna, can you hear?
Yes, Maharaj, we can hear you now.
Sorry for interruption.
Prabhuji, yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it was like
Okay,
maybe a
okay.
signal
So,
issue in that area.
on
Maharaj is in India.
Yeah, looks like it.
a signal issue quite a bit. We have, if you want, I can move to some another room. Can you hear now? Because it's only
We can hear
it's a
Maharaj.
Now
big
it's
signal issue.
fine.
Okay.
Now it's fine,
Okay.
Prabhu. Yeah.
Now it's so Prabhupada, when I asked him a question, that was our first meeting in April 1, 1973, with our close friend and my family, my wife and my brother. We all went to see him, and there was another person, Punjabi gentleman, who was coming in that temple, Henry Street Temple. That was, I asked him about mind going astray here and there, hundreds of places while chanting. So Prabhupada clearly said that you bring it back again and again, you try your best to bring it back on hearing that holy name. When you could hear the holy name, and then by the strength of the holy name, if you chant purely and follow the regulative principles, then by that strength you will be able to concentrate your mind on the holy name. This mantra means to tame the mind. The mind goes mantra. So mantra meditation. So that will tame automatically. And that was my first question. And Prabhupada told about this Punjabi gentleman because he married to an American man. He said that if you are marrying somebody who is from other country, if it is not on the body, like on the color or body or beauty, then he approved that international marriage is all right if it is based on devotional service. If both are practicing Krishna consciousness, it's like a parallel track. Both are Krishna conscious and not attraction for the body or not for enjoyment. Then he approved it, or he said it's okay. So that was very rarely he said in his lectures, but that's what I was present there at that time. So our other visits, and also I went some morning walk in Philadelphia also. Next time that we met, when my son Sarvesh, the eldest son, was born, and we took our son for his blessings to again it was in New York City, but it was a 40-story building that they were almost at the time they were planning to buy high-rise building in Manhattan, 8th Avenue and I think 55th Street. So we went to that there. It was a very large, huge building with a big restaurant. Vishnu Gada Prabhu was a head cook at that time, and it was very sumptuous and very delicious food. But we met Prabhupada again, saw him giving lectures coming out of this elevator, and so we saw him there, and also we had Sarvesh, we put at his lotus feet. So he blessed him. He just asked in Hindi, Baba ka naam kya hai? So again, very casual, very relaxed, never tense, and he's willing to meet anybody who would come there in his way. But it became more and more tight later on as his disciples became more, his work became more intense, his translation became, he had less time. But next time, after so a couple times at that time, then we met in Philadelphia, first Rath 25. Sometime, so we in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So it's not very far from there to go to Philadelphia. So we attended Rath Yatra. Same place, still it is the same, it is again the same place, and he used to give the lecture. So he first, like we met him at the in his first Philadelphia temple. We went to the temple, and then he gives a little short lecture before the Rath Yatra starts that morning. The Rath Yatra starts around 12 noon, but he used to meet the devotees in the morning time. And so there was one gentleman who was a professor of Hinduism in Temple University. So I did not ask any question, but Prabhupada asked him to this man, oh, so you are a professor of Hinduism. So what is Hinduism? He asked that. And he baffled, he could not really answer what is Hinduism, what does it. So he did not answer. Then Prabhupada said that you are a teacher, but you are not a teacher, you are a cheater. You are trying to deceive, you don't even know Hinduism and you are teaching Hinduism to American public. He felt very upset. He did not. So Prabhupada simply said that Hinduism is a misnomer, that name it is given Hinduism, that people who used to live across the Indus River, the Muslims invaders, they knew when they came, Sir and her. So Sindhu Nadi, they could not pronounce Sir or S-A, they pronounced H-A, her. So Sindhu and Hindu. So you say that that's why that people who lived beyond that Indus River, Sindhu Nadi, they become all Hindus. But it's a real word is Sanatan Dharma, or this Vedic Dharma, Vedic culture, or Bhagavad Dharma. That is the correct name for the people. So we, in that way, we heard his discussion at the Philadelphia temple in the beginning before the Rath Yatra. So we went all to the Rath Yatra and attended that Rath Yatra fully. Then he gave the lecture, and lecture means many people were there, and I don't remember the topic of the lecture or what he talked about. It was very attractive, and I was very much closely drawn to him, to Srila Prabhupada. And same thing, Rath Yatra we attended in 1975. This was not 75 in Philadelphia. The first Rath Yatra in New York City was in 76, so 5th Avenue. And Prabhupada liked his skyscraper building. He used to talk about that building. And also the Rath Yatra, 76, first Rath Yatra. So we attended that also. We walked and all throughout from Central Park all the way to where the Rath Yatra is, the same place, but now it's not at the, it does not start from the Central Park or First Avenue, but it starts like 42nd Avenue, so people don't have to walk as much. People, but at that time it was very long walk. But in meanwhile, because so many people used to come attend, and I was staring at Srila Prabhupada that why people are so much drawn to him, why they worship him like God, because we saw that in India that Krishna is worshipped with all the paraphernalia, but why Prabhupada is offered like this. So my immature mind questioned about his being worshipped like this. So I was looking at Prabhupada, what is there in Prabhupada's body, or what it is, how. So I was looking at him, and somehow by Krishna's mercy, he was looking at me like Luka Chipi. And it stayed like for, I don't know exactly how much time, but quite a long time it felt to me. As if Prabhupada is blessing me or judging me, or I cannot say why it happened. But again, the Rath Yatra and his lecture and all these things happened. But our main part that Prabhupada, that what is his glorification, That's what is that it is. And I will somewhat that I will give this portion from Gaur Govinda Swami's small booklet, Krishna Kripa Sri Murti, the embodiment of Krishna's mercy. And Srila Prabhupada is giving that mercy to all of us. Without him, whatever he has done within 11 years, nobody, no other religious society or any trust or anyone has done that. But Srila Prabhupada showed the miracle that so many people are joined, so many he translated, he changed the life of all the so many people who ever came in contact. Wherever he went, he imparted Krishna consciousness and Krishna consciousness, and people became devotees. He went to Russia, or even just not even 3 days, but he taught one person in one Russian devotee, gave him some Bhagavad Gita. He translated in his handwriting and then distributed to many people hiddenly, although he suffered and he was persecuted by Russian communist government at that time. But he took it so seriously. So whichever country he went, and he had debated with many scientists, many authorities, and many people that he had. And so naturally, by his books, by his translation, by his personal example, by his letters that he wrote so many, by his BBT, the book printing, by his schools. My son himself went to Gurukul, first in Lake Huntington, then in Philadelphia, then he went to Gita Nagari, and then again to Vrindavan, India. So anyway, whatever way, so we used to go. At that time, devotees used to come, like say Lake Huntington, then boys from the top or where they used to live, that karmis are coming. That was their comment. And teachers would not say anything. And unless you join the temple and you are in dhoti and shirt, you are a kind of karmi. But it is really the consciousness. What is our consciousness? And not just clothing or not the way you appear, but it should be the consciousness that deals with what level. Now there are many devotees outside, not living in a temple, and living in a temple. Also, their consciousness has to be on Prabhupada service, Prabhupada temple service, spreading Krishna consciousness. It's all their behavior and everything should depend on. So Vaishnava appear and disappear in the same way the Supreme Lord and his innumerable incarnation appear and disappear. In appearance and disappearance of day of a Vaishnava is as auspicious as the appearance day of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These days gives an opportunity to glorify such a devotee. So if we glorify Srila Prabhupada, naturally we invite some percentage of his qualities and our heart becomes purified. So Vaishnava is always to be glorified. He has appeared and he disappears, but he is not indestructible because his body becomes transformed into transcendental body, divya body. His body is not material anymore. It's just like iron you put in the fire, it becomes fiery. So Prabhupada's whole life is to serve Guru Maharaj as order. He came, he left very little money without knowing where he will go, what he will do, without having a full command on English. But still he came, he dared so much. So by his purity is the force. And that force gave even until now, his force is working. Although we have devotees are first generation, second generation, third generation, they are all coming. But behind all this, the forces of Srila Prabhupada, he is to be glorified. His glories are chanted everywhere. Today, one who glorifies such a Vaishnava receives the mercy of that Vaishnava and his good fortune arises. Says Srila Prabhupada, he fulfilled the desire of Mahaprabhu, Sri Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was the desire of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pratvite ate ache nagradi gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe More Naam. That in every town and village on this earth, the glories of my name will be chanted. That was his main motto. And his spiritual master, his divine grace, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada, he told him that you are English speaking, you have educated in a Scottish church, a Scottish college, and you preach in English language. He gave the same instruction to his other disciples, but it's only Prabhupada out of all his disciples in 64 months of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Only his divine grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, took so much trouble almost for more than a year, with suffering with heart attacks and stroke and different problems, kidney problems and urinary problems. He continued his movement, and it is successful because of his such austerities. And we have to repay our debts to him, that we are here and we are still following Prabhupada's example. And so we should never be afraid of certain austerities, because that will come like, say, Janmashtami. We stayed awake till almost 2 o'clock. Many people are coming, and naturally, although there is not much people preaching opportunity, just but kirtan. So kirtan also attracted the people. So it was kirtan going on and people coming, pouring. And why we could tolerate all this and doing is because of Prabhupada's mercy, and it is our repayment to him. So it is spreading like a wildfire, Krishna consciousness, particularly in India, Russia, and other places of the world. But it should be, our life would be purified if we follow Srila Prabhupada's example and very sincerely, very devotedly, very honestly and spread, rather than engaging in our sense enjoyment. If we put our devote our all assets and everything in Krishna's service, then naturally we can, the goal of life, we could achieve our goal of our life. So that was Mahaprabhu's prophecy more than 500 years ago, that was fulfilled by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. So all the acharyas following Gauranga Mahaprabhu, they also tried to spread Krishna consciousness. Three sannyasis to England, but they could not achieve anything rather than few pictures, and they came back unsuccessful. So Krishna Shakti Vina Nai Tara Pravartan. Without the assistance of Krishna Shakti, no one can do such a thing through one's own effort. We should understand that Srila Prabhupada was completely empowered. Otherwise, how could he fulfill the desire of Sriman Mahaprabhu? So we have to deserve that. You may say, why that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy was not on other sannyasis? His mercy is there everywhere. But if we turn our back on sun, then we feel, oh, there is no sun, or we close our eye. So it is there, mercy is there, but we have to be receptive to take that mercy. So this day we have come to glorify our revered spiritual master. And so a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, Manohar Mataji, she explained in her glorification that she had come from a Christian background. Meeting Prabhupada, she came to understand that the Supreme Lord is a person, not an impersonal idea. Even still now, this Shankarite philosophy, impersonalism, is so much rampant in India and all over the world also, that God is just an energy. It's not energetic, or not the source of energy. And that keeps us without really dedicating. If there is a person, naturally we have to serve, we have to dedicate him. And so people avoid that. So they don't have to worship the Supreme Lord, don't have to dedicate themselves, don't have to follow his instruction, just accept he is an energy. And so this impersonalism, that's what Srila Prabhupada did. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi. So Nirvishesh, there is no special qualities in impersonalism. But Krishna is beyond impersonalism, and they want to merge or they want to become God. Narayan, Narayan, you are Narayan, I am Narayan. And ultimately, we become one because energy could join another energy and source and become one. Just like water, rivers, they go flowing into the ocean and become an ocean. But if you are isotope, radioisotope, you could see that each particle, still it is not much. Like camouflaging a military man or a bird going to the tree, green tree. The bird does not disappear, although you may not be able to identify the bird, but still it is there. Same thing. So this Nirvisheshwar, that is very, very rampant and increasing. People in India, India, do not really, they have become so much westernized, so much sense gratifier. 12-year boy, 14-year boy, they are together, they come to the temple, just taking pictures and going away, but don't want to sit and listen. One Bhakti Swarup Tirtha Maharaj, a disciple of Bhagavad Maharaj, he came to our house and stayed many, many days. He used to give wonderful Bhagavad Katha. But he said that I was in India for so long, nobody would listen. So he had to come to the West. And he came to the West, America, England, and other some European countries. So he is staying right now in London area and preaches there. So people are more Krishna conscious there and they want to take it, but people, they want to have material assets. People who have joined ISKCON, that is fine, but outside is very, very difficult. People gradually are understanding this is Kali Yuga, and people who are born are of a not as cultured, not as highly elevated devotees in their past lives. They come, but people have done some pious activity, and somehow or other, by our preaching, if they join this movement, then their life is glorified. Their life becomes successful. So Supreme Lord is not impersonal. Then people, some yogis, they think that they have achieved some yogic siddhis, anima, mahima, lagima, garima, and they could, so they show the yogic siddhis. They don't understand that there is beyond this siddhis. Who is giving the siddhi? Who is giving this empowerment? Whose energy is this? So you have to understand the energetic person. Like there is electricity, which is an energy, but behind it there is a genius, there is a powerhouse. So Krishna is, we are all looking for Ananda, Anando Maya Bhyasa. We are all looking for Ananda, but align with the source of Ananda. Raso Vaisa, Rasam Hevayam, Labba, Anandi Bhavati. That Krishna is Ras, but solid Ras. And by Hevayam Labba, obtaining that Ras means Krishna. And with the bliss, Ananda. But otherwise, in the material world, it's a dukkhalayam ashashtam. It's a place of misery. It is temporary. So Prabhupada taught all these things, and in a very, very simple, practical way. He lived the life of a devotee. You could see, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Channa avatar, means he is hidden incarnation. Most of the time, he is like an ordinary person, but inside he is Krishna himself. Antar Krishna, Bahir means Antar Krishna, Bahir, like his appear color of Srimati Radharani. But he's teaching us the holy name, that is internal reasons are different for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but external reason that he gave Hare Krishna Maha Mantra to everyone whomever he met. Yare dekhe karya ko Krishna Upadesh Amara Agya hai Guru Tare Desh. That wherever you go, you teach about Krishna, and Prabhupada's life purport was like this. So the opportunity that we have achieved in this rare achieved human life is Durlabha Manava Janma. So you understand that Krishna is to know Krishna, to see Krishna, to get Krishna, and to re-establish our relationship with Krishna. That is the goal of the life. So how will a person be established again their eternal relationship with the Lord? We had a relationship, but we like this. Say we are in the Virja river, so we chose to come to the material world. Another side is the spiritual world. So this was our misfortune. that we chose to come this side, and then we get entrapped by Krishna's external energy called Maya, and she keeps us alluring. She keeps us that we are this body, enjoy the body to the fullest extent, and she makes us forget it, and she tries to tell that there is some enjoyment you will be able to receive, but there is no enjoyment in the material world. And Prabhupada would say that Dukkhala Vashashtam. Some verses are Srila Prabhupada would repeat many, many times. And so people would say that you have given this class before, and everybody says that, are you following? Dehanusminyata de Kumaram Javanam Jara. We speak on this many, many times. Tata Dehantara Praptir Diras Tataranamoyati. So a pure devotee is very, very rarely available, is a rare personality. One who has good fortune can meet such a person. Otherwise, no one can meet such a person, or one may not be able to see him, and thus cannot attain his, his mercy. So, how we could achieve the real darshan of a guru like Prabhupada? Saw many saintly people, many used to come to Gaur Mohan Day's house. He used to invite saintly people to his home, and he was not impressed. But when his friend took him to see Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, just by seeing him, he was very much impressed. And then getting this through his, when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is leaving this world, again he gave the same instruction to our Srila Prabhupada, who fulfilled the desire of his Guru Maharaj. Throughout his life, he was meditating at I could reach, I could go. That instruction he got in 1922, and then he left to US in 1965. So much difference. He became sannyasi. He gave up his pharmacy business and he opened a league of devotee. And so somehow he had to give away that place. He came to Vrindavan, and he was so much printing back to God advancing. In 1944, he started, and he used to travel to Delhi, Chippiwada place where he used to live and do all the work and walking, hiring a rickshaw, a taxi, horse cart, and he used to walk. He used to go to even tea shops to distribute his magazine. So how much austerity he took for all of us, so we could become Krishna conscious. We could take to Krishna conscious. It is his austerity that we could take to that austerity, and that we became Krishna conscious. We should see that, know about his austerities, know about his purity, know about his how much endeavor he did. He says that just to make a devotee, it takes a bucket of blood, and bucket of blood means we have to shed that much. And so we should not take like some devotee as an ordinary, should not commit any Vaishnava aparadh to any devotee, whatever he is. There may be certain mistakes, or you may see certain, but never become envious. So Prabhupada talked about the enviousness. I will tell you about some of the anecdotes about Srila Prabhupada and from his life. One time, like Srila Prabhupada was walking, and then he saw, what do you see in the garden? And devotees could not see anything. And then Prabhupada showed down to see between the tap and the garden. It was not Prabhupada. Nobody was paying any money for that. It was government garden. But he said that that is a Krishna's energy that is being wasted. Go and shut it off. So devotees went there. In this way, keeping his accounting, preaching, wherever he went, he was so much successful when he came to India, Surat and Mumbai and Delhi, and so many pandal programs. And until the last day, last bit of energy he spent, he was translating, he spent in Krishna's service. So his purpose are so wonderful that people just reading once any book related to Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada as it is, Yatharup, as it is. So that is the name he is given. The name of his Khan is given. So Krishna consciousness, into Krishna consciousness. So, told like today is Nandotsa also, there is hardly any time for talking about the to birth. Today is at midnight. So Nanda Maharaj celebrated his Utsav in the morning, next day. So today is Nandotsa also, and Prabhupada's appearance day, with Gaur Mohan Day, when he got this Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Abhay Charan, that he was asking all the sannyasi who were coming to his home, please bless my son, and he becomes a devotee to Srimati Radharani. So we could pray on this day to make us a lover of Srimati Radharani, lover of Krishna, to spread Krishna consciousness, to bring the fallen souls back to Krishna's lotus feet, so their life is perfect. That is the real Jivedaya. Real Jivedaya is to give them Krishna consciousness, not fulfill their bodily demands. Yes, that is there, but the main thing behind that is to give him Krishna consciousness. So at least Swalpam api asya kayate makabat. Even a little endeavor on this path would save him from greatest danger of falling into the material whirlpool, again coming back to species of 8.4 billion species of life. So human life is very, very rare, very, very valuable, and there is not really much time. I was thinking of singing some bhajan that Srila Prabhupada used to sing from this Vaishnava Palavali, the Ramara Jivan Sada Paperat, or Tumi Sarveshwara, Swara Vrajendra Kumar, Kumar Ichha Vishwaswaja, that she is glorifying Prabhupada like this Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that is his son, that he was Sarva Ishwar is many, many controllers, but Sarva Ishwar of the Ishwaras, that is Krishna, Vrajendra Kumar. And then this whole thing is going on in the material world by the desire of Lord Sri Krishna. It's a long song, but is praying that, and then we should be very, very humble, very, very meek. Akinchana, Akinchana Gochara, from Akinchana Gochara. It has to be very much humility, not having any pride, envy. These 6 things destroy us, and no Vaishnava Aparad. Then we can come to Krishna consciousness more easily. Otherwise, it is very, very difficult. And we should dedicate our life to Prabhupada and then give that from Lord Krishna, you are doing everything. Srila Prabhupada, you are doing everything. It is by your mercy that the whole thing is happening. And so there is some another devotee will be giving the class now. And so when we see some Vaishnava, it is not to external form, but we should see the real form and real Swarup is how Sri Krishna. That is the good darshan. And how much is dear to, and we should be a serve such a person. So anyway, Guru shows the seed of a Bhaktilata beads, and then we have to protect that creeper by fencing around, by chanting, by watering the chanting process and improve, and there should not be any bad element happens. So I will end here, so other devotee can speak on same topic or more about Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much. Wish you a very happy Nandotsav and very happy Srila Prabhupada's happiness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Gopinath ji ki jai. Radha Shyam Sundar ki
Jai.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj, for this thank you, Maharaj, for this very, very wonderful session. Yeah, it was really very nice to share your personal association with Srila Prabhupada. That was really very inspiring, Maharaj. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, we are really very excited for your association also in this particular. You are one who had a direct association with Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Maharaj, for giving your time and association here.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to remember my time with Srila Prabhupada. It's engraved in my heart that I saw Srila Prabhupada somehow or another. It's somehow His mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, and Lord Krishna's mercy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Okay. So if there is any comments, questions, discussions.
Yes, I request Jyoti Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. Hare Krishna Maharajji, thank you so much for sharing. Through you, we can learn about the senior devotees and how to conduct in the Krishna consciousness or in day in, day out. Maharajji, I wanted to know what is the first feeling that comes to you when you hear Srila Prabhupada? Because you had a great opportunity to be with him. So I just wanted to know what you feel about him when the first thought or the first feeling that comes to you when you hear about him or his name.
A very nice question. So when first time that I saw Srila Prabhupada, by his always relaxed, always ready to speak. Even he is so busy, but he very, very informal, and you feel more relaxed in front of him. And not that you become, although I went with a very impounding heart or that what I will speak, but he is such a world famous personality, how I will be able to see him or talk to him. But somehow Krishna gave me that opportunity. The devotees took me to his personal room and have a personal darshan. And even when later on, after when my son was born, we had a personal darshan. He was walking steps and we met him outside. So first feeling is that he's such a wonderful person. Anybody can relate to him. Not that he is. Many people, they become envious or they become, when you go, they feel so proudy, but he had no pride at all. Very simple, very easy to see, means to talk to him and you feel more relaxed in front of him. Yeah. So that was my feeling that is such a, although I was very young at that time, I was hardly 24 years old at that time. I did not have much really knowledge about Krishna consciousness, although what to talk or what to speak to him. But it was very relaxing, very nice. And he himself, that when you go in his presence, you feel at home. You feel that you are part of his entourage. He never made us feel foreigner or foreign, or you are such a just new child or new person, just a young man, but he always make us feel give importance to the person who is coming and seeing him. Okay, Shama Gauri Mataji.
Yes, Maharaji. Eternally grateful to you. Thank you so much for sharing your feelings and thoughts about Srila Prabhupada to us, and grateful to you for coming today. It's a blessing to see you and learn from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Now I request Shama Gauri Mataji, you can please ask your question. Okay. Looks like Shama Gauri Mataji is not able to. Radha Raman Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for the chance. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Danu Pranam. Maharaj, that was a
Hare
good,
Krishna.
yeah, that was good. Yeah, that was good to hear your memories with Sri Prabhupada and sharing your time with him, and it's very inspiring, Maharaj.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. Maharaj, how old you were when you met Srila Prabhupada?
Oh, see, I was born in 46. We met him in 73.
Okay.
So 46 to 73.
20. Yes. 27.
Right. Right.
Very nice. So you met with your family, means who all were your family members?
I and my wife, Anartha Devi, and my brother, Kaivalya Das, we three, and there was one very close friend of ours, Krishna Kiri, a Gujarati woman, Jain, and who was coming to our temple, and we became very close friends. Because when one Indian person sees another, they automatically become friends. They talk about it. There were very few Indians. Now it are so many. So she also came along to see Srila Prabhupada.
Very nice, Maharaj. So you were going to temple, following Krishna consciousness, chanting, and after how many months or years you met Srila Prabhupada?
I went in 71. We joined the ISKCON there in Philadelphia. That was a new temple. Ravindra Prabhupada Mother Saudamini were the temple presidents. They were running the temple. They had children. And so we used to play with them, invite him. So more important is that you invite the devotees to your home. Talk to them in a relaxed mode. And so you learn many, many things from devotees who have been practicing. And even delivering the Matajis at my home, I delivered almost 17 mothers at my home, only so they don't have to spend a large sum of money, although I was taking a risk. But at one time, the risk was very, very little because this malpractice and all this was not really very, very minimal or practically unheard of. Insurance for malpractice was hardly like not even couple $100. Now it is in so many thousands of dollars. If everybody wants to see that there is some defects, he has done something wrong. But wrong is going to happen because of some doctors are not God. They are also fallible. And some diseases that you can't cure everything. And they try to do their best, but unfortunate results according to a curve will happen. But people take it in a different way anyway. But it's more is devotee association, and that you could learn many, many things by such, and that is a service attitude.
Yes, Maharaj. Thank you so
Okay.
much. Almost up to 2 years. There are a few more hand raises. Next, I request Hemangi Gopishwari Mataji. You can ask your question.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for giving the opportunity. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. I just wanted to get your insight as to, like, a person like me who never got the opportunity to meet Srila Prabhupada. How can I develop a personal relationship with Prabhupada?
Okay. On such days like today's is appearance day, but by serving your own Guru Maharaj, he gives it to it is a parampara. So you could also, his presence is there, his energy is there. Your own Guru is following his Guru, after Srila Prabhupada. And so that is way. So you may say, is it jumping over or is it crossing over the borders? No. Srila Prabhupada is a Shiksha Guru of whole society, everyone, whether they have taken initiation from him or whether they met with him. But all the teachings, what we do or follow is what Srila Prabhupada has taught us. And if we just follow in his footsteps, then it would be very easy to remember him and reading his books, not like many books. I used to keep all the kinds of books, and wherever I went, I bought the books, but I could never read them all of them. But Prabhupada has given in his books everything, so you will be able to, you will become a staunch devotee of Prabhupada if you read his books, his translations, his purpose, absorbing that. Talk to people about Srila Prabhupada, how wonderful he is. Just like Krishna is wonderful, and people use gopis and they all used to discuss. So we should also discuss people like your friends, circle about Prabhupada. And that way you will become more Prabhupada conscious. So if you know his qualities, of Prabhupada, then naturally we will be able to speak about him, and you will be more attracted to him, and you will be able to feel more presence of him in your life. So although we are Prabhupada following Prabhupada, so if you follow strictly, then you will be able to remember Prabhupada in your day-to-day activity. Prabhupada wrote, I still hang it in my refrigerator, some principles, what he wanted us in the temple or even at our home, what to cook. He wrote, it's a handwritten. And also, I used to keep Prabhupada's medical record also, his EKGs and all this. I still, I think I could, it's somewhere in the boxes, but I still have his medical records from the hospital or from the New York temple. They threw all their past things. It came to some things that they came to Tuapo temple, and the big temple was just 1 year after Prabhupada left, 77, 78. Is everything was divided into 3 different temples: Lake Huntington, to Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, and we had Gaur Nitai, and New York kept Radha Krishna, that's Radha Govindaji, which is still there in Brooklyn Temple. So 3 places. So all the records were at Tuapo Temple. So I kept that, his heart, EKG, etc. Anyway, that's something different. But you could remember Prabhupada by following his instructions, what he's saying. Then that's almost like you become. But if you just try to see faults or my guru, your guru is leading you to Srila Prabhupada. He gives, that is what is parampara. So you will become Prabhupada's not direct disciple, but it is, you could take his shiksha and you will please Prabhupada by following, giving his. All these contemporary devotees is to follow his instruction that he has given in his book, in his life, and through his letters. So we should read all those and associate with his devotees who are following him. Then you are following too Srila Prabhupada. We are following Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, because whatever Achintya Bheda Bhed Tattva of the chanting and he has given, if we follow him, we are following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, follow Krishna also. If we follow in a natural, genuine way, without any pride in the heart or without any envy.
Thank you, Maharaj. And thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji, for that question. Yes, Maharaj, you wonderfully said that through Srila Prabhupada books, we are so much really personally connected. That is the only way that we have. Thank you, Maharaj, for stressing that. Next, I request Ishopanishad Mataji, you can ask your question.
Jai,
You have
Hare
a second.
Krishna.
Hare
Maharaj.
Krishna, Hare
Jai.
Krishna, Mataji. Yeah.
Please accept my obeisances. I am just so ecstatic about this interaction with Jagat Guru. How were you able to contain yourself? You know, knowing who Srila Prabhupada is and just being in his presence is just ecstatic. It would be overwhelming for me. I probably would faint. So how were you able to compose yourself being in his presence? You know, it's just amazing, isn't it?
Sometimes just becoming innocent and not knowing much is also a blessing that you can stand. If you don't know the greatness, at that time I was not aware of the greatness of Srila Prabhupada. So I just, that I'm meeting some person, some saintly man. But now I realize that later on I realized that what great he is and how he dealt, but without feeling. But anyway, I was little bit anxious or what would happen. But I just went to meet just any another person because I was not aware of his greatness, how
Jai.
great he is. Okay.
Jai, Haribol, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. We are all so very, very fortunate. Thank you for sharing. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for your heartfelt expression. Thank you, Mataji. Next, I request Shamagori Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna, please accept my
Goes to
obeisances.
Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful memories of Srila Prabhupada. You are so fortunate that you had the personal association of Srila Prabhupada and got the personal instruction from Srila Prabhupada, and you are still following it. And you are, living such a good Krishna conscious life, and you're setting an example for all of us. So we are so fortunate to have you every other week on the call and giving us a nice katha and nice instruction. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Because of you, I could join, and so I'm thankful to you also for giving me this opportunity to speak. I did not prepare anything. You said you have to speak about Prabhupada. So I thought I will give about my personal relationship with Prabhupada, or personal touch with Srila Prabhupada and association. So that was, so I did not really read anything about him, just thought that let me just speak my association with.
You had personal time with Srila Prabhupada, which is you will never forget. So you don't have to prepare for that. It's always there in your heart.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. So next, I will request Mother Lalita to, share her offerings to Srila Prabhupada. Mother,
I will also stay and listen few minutes.
Yeah, Mother Lalita is the disciple of Srila Prabhupada.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your divine association. Samik, Rishi, Prabhu, please. Every time you come, I feel overwhelmed with your humility. It's you're like a touchstone. I just am so thankful for your association and the Bhakti Sangha group. Thank you.
Thank you.
So same as you, I also just heard that she wanted me to speak. So this is nothing's planned. So I'll just do my offering, and then I'll just say some of my how I came to Krishna consciousness by Prabhupada's mercy. So on this auspicious day of the appearance of my divine spiritual master, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, I'll offer my simple offering. Please accept my most humble obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. I'm wanting to express my tremendous gratefulness for you for giving my husband and I service to perform in your most glorious ISKCON movement and allowing us to have devotee association. As time moves forward, my desire is greatly increasing to listen with rapt attention to all the wonderful souls that we get darshan with through your mercy. It is impossible to deny the effect of hearing from such pure souls as upon ridding our hearts from the unwanted qualities that have been residing there for eons. I am now meditating on the instruction to give my attention and be present and aware when chanting the holy name so that absorption may manifest. Thank you for sending devotees to our community who love kirtan and have a great desire to serve. It is so uplifting to see younger devotees with such a preaching mood. Thank you for arranging for book distribution for us. Thank you for directing preachers to somehow travel to this part of the world and visit us. Thank you for reconnecting me with my beloved devotee God sisters and brothers from my beginnings in Krishna consciousness. Thank you for Bhakti Sangha group that has saved us and kept our life regulated and infused with bhakti association. We pray we can somehow serve you and develop some humility while executing our service. I remember you once said that it is a difficult proposition to establish a spiritual movement in the material world. I'm trying to remember that and pray for ourselves and others to advance in Krishna consciousness and give up our petty material desires. Please help us to overcome our frailties and stubbornness to give up our fruitive endeavors and truly beg you for a taste and increased desire to be
your servant eternally. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts, your servants Lalita Devi Dasi and Dinabandhu Gurudas. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. So when I joined in 1974. I had seen Srila Prabhupada and watched him on the TV many years before. I think I would have been about 15 with my mother. There was devotees that were being interviewed, Ishan and Babavati. And I started to work in the Canadian National Railways. I'm from Canada, Montreal. And someone came up, her name was Anne, came up to my desk and put the Bhagavad Gita on my desk, Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and said, do you want to go to the temple with me? And I did. I went to the temple and I actually had saw Kirtan. I had joined in. So the chanting of the holy names has been revived and should be revived all over the world, because when people go out and chant in public, it just completely reconnects souls like a magnet. So I basically had my beginnings in Montreal, and it was very, very powerful to be in the association. And Sadhvi, she's been on Bhakti Sangha group, was already initiated, twice initiated, and she gave me such help, and we've reconnected. We live close enough, within an hour of each other. It's such a powerful thing to have friends in Krishna consciousness. Really very extraordinary to be with people who have such a deep and ongoing and unending desire to serve Prabhupada. And for me, I had a dream about Prabhupada before I joined, where he was in my dream and my mother was with me to my right. And I got a picture of Prabhupada, and I came to the temple with all my stuff, and the picture became part of the temple, and all my father's furniture became being used for the Bhagavatam class for the speaker, and the deities were using the matching stuff for their paraphernalia. So the benediction of others is sort of ingrained when you take to Krishna consciousness. You just have to give it to others, and always think like that. My father always grew flowers. When Chamagori was trying to call me, I was outside picking all the flowers to make garlands for Srila Prabhupada. And that's something I always remember, that everything belongs to Krishna. Even as a young girl, I would pick flowers for my mother. And then I realized when Srila Prabhupada gave us knowledge that really, if I serve Krishna and give the flowers to Prabhupada and Krishna, then everyone is benedicted. The flowers get such a glorious destination. So in Krishna consciousness of 1974, when I joined, we were in a mission to collect funds and to get the temples. Even in Montreal, I joined at the original Montreal temple that was a bowling alley. And it was a transcendental bowling alley. It was extraordinary. Everybody bowed down when the conch shell blew. It didn't matter where you were. We washed our feet before we entered into the temple room. There was curtains to divide the rooms for the Brahmacharini ashram and the Brahmachari ashram. And we distributed BTGs, and we would always run out the door to distribute whenever we had breaks in between our service. And eventually we moved twice. We moved to one place in between, and then we got the big place that's now their center, well-established center. And it was one of the most beautiful temples. And I remember when people like Vishaka and her husband would come through, we'd get these wonderful personalities. And there was always music, always music. I remember always listening to Vishnu John Swami singing Gopinath. It was so beautiful. And so we'd be making garlands or trying to, clean the brass for the deities' vases for all their. I remember how it was at the beginning. I was always tired, and I was trying to do my service, but I was always thinking about halava. I just wanted to get some halava. And I once was cleaning the Brahmachari ashram. I wanted a sweet, and a piece of sandesh fell from up above in this shelf. And I then had this realization that Krishna is always listening and will fulfill those desires that will benefit us. So Krishna consciousness is such an extraordinary platform, and the only way to maintain it is through devotee association. And even when I was listening to Priti Vilasini speaking after Marinja gave his class yesterday, I became infused by her enthusiasm at his enthusiasm. And I noted that whoever I'm listening to, Samik Rishi Maharaj or Marendra or Chaitanya Charan, are my favorite, Sukumar Gaur, all of these souls, they have such unending energy to offer to the Lord and to us that infuses us with Krishna consciousness. So Prabhupada's movement was difficult at the beginning, and most of us, as you know, I was in jail, and most of us had all sorts of that kind of obstruction in our devotional service, but it became established, and Krishna consciousness is pretty well everywhere. Even I was just on the phone with Amazon and returning at the end of the call, I said, "Thank you so much for your help on Hare Krishna." And she said, "Hare Krishna." I said, "Hare Bo." She said, "Hare Bo." And then I knew she's a devotee. So everybody you can meet, you have to tell them about Krishna. That's what Prabhupada wanted us to do. He wanted this legacy to go on. And he went back to India to make sure that that those who actually look like Krishna when they're babies take to this process fully, because they're endowed with such incredible gifts and to offer in all levels, material and spiritual. And they have changed the face of Krishna consciousness. All the devotees and all the temples are now getting the benefit of those who have their roots and their hearts completely connected from the beginning of their life. So anyway, I thank you very much for this opportunity to glorify Srila Prabhupada. I got to make his garlands. I got to cook for him, but we did not have the intimacy that the devotees had in the 60s. The 70s was a whole different scenario, because Prabhupada wanted us to go out as like an army and try to distribute Krishna consciousness and open centers everywhere. So that's pretty well what was our motivation and our intent to Srila Prabhupada's movement, to help him in that way. And I just want to thank Srila Prabhupada for allowing me to stay in the association of all the great Vaishnavas, like the devotees on this call. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Is anybody there?
Thank you so much. Very, very inspiring. And thank you for being an example for all of us.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, you have to unmute.
Samik, Rishi, Prabhu, and Lalita Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Kamadaki Mataji, for that comment. Thank you, Lalita Mataji, for this wonderful enlightening. It is really, we all are fortunate to have all of you in this call and getting that relishment that how you all had personal association with Srila Prabhupada, and how you very nicely take following Krishna consciousness. And it is very, very, very encouraging and inspiring to follow your examples. Thank you so much for coming on this call and giving your valuable time and association, Mataji, Prabhuji, and Samik Rishi Maharaj. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I am getting so much benefited by Bhakti Sangha. So this is my life. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it's our fortune to be able to hear from Samik Rishi Maharaj and Mataji. Thank you so much for giving us that personal touch to Srila Prabhupada and sharing your wonderful experiences. Our humble obeisances to you on this day, and we pray that we may be able to imbibe the mood of service from your generation and then pass it on. So everybody remains united under the feet of Srila Prabhupada.
Anybody wants to share their comments or questions, they can please go ahead. Jyoti Mataji, I see your hand raised, please.
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, I have a question for Lalita Mataji. She was sharing about her experiences and she offered to her message to Srila Prabhupada as a gratitude. So my question to her is, she was not from a background where she knows about Krishna. So how she had that conviction, because Srila Prabhupada was not a face that she knew from, it was not from her land. So I wanted to know how she developed that conviction to have a faith that what Srila Prabhupada is teaching or the devotees are saying, how she cultivated it, because she has stayed for such a long period in the Krishna consciousness. So I wanted to know about her. So if she could share with us or teach on this.
Krishna. Yes, the fact is most of us had a calling. It was sort of in our life in the beginning. I used to sing in church, for example, and when I would do solos, whenever I would sing, "Let all within us praise His holy name." When I met Prabhupada's movement, they taught me how to praise His holy name. That wasn't being taught in church. Everyone would just go and listen, get up and go. And then they go back to their normal, mundane, non-spiritual life. And so I was fortunate to have different experiences and meeting the devotees on Harinam and hearing devotees being interviewed, and then getting the book when I was at this was just Krishna bringing it back. That was when I worked at the railroad. It was one of the biggest businesses. I gave them notice. And when I said, I have a whole bunch of animals, the couple next to me said, "Oh, we'll come tonight and we'll get them." And the place I was living in that was quite nice, we got a notice that was going to be demolished. I was like, Krishna just moved everything out. There was nothing that was keeping me from joining. And so it's sort of like we picked up where we left off, exactly as it says in the 6th chapter, that whatever you've done, somehow you're able to just reconnect without any extraneous endeavor. And it's not like I understood anything fully. All I knew is that I was going to do it. I said to my parents and brothers, "Come and get my stuff." And I was thinking about that the other day. How did I do that? How did I relinquish that was Krishna. And I remember everything. I was chanting Hare Krishna, everywhere I went. And everything was like magical. When I was still working, I would go right to the file without looking through the files. It was like I was no longer unaware of Super Soul. It was like I was being directed, and I was able to follow by Krishna's kindness. And of course, at the beginning, everyone was so young, and everyone was had so much energy, and everyone was in ecstasy when there was kirtan and when there was Prabhupada there. It was like it melted your heart, and you don't forget these things. You can't forget these things. How your spiritual master came, and I knew from being a young girl that my name would be Lalita. And there was a very infamous, horrible book called Lolita. And to this day, when people say Lolita, I say, "No, I'm Lalita." I'm Lalita. And I knew that. And I remember when I was getting initiated with Meja and Priya Bhakta and Priya Bandhu and Doshtakur, when they said my name, it was like, I already knew. I knew that was going to be my name. So these things I had, can't be denied that Krishna was in control and he fulfills the devotee's desires. So I'm not this body. I just have to come to realize that. So I didn't get an Indian body, but I got to get the association of the topmost Uttama Adhikari, so the Prabhupada, the most extraordinary pure devotee in all the three worlds. So my life was perfect or perfected because of that association. Now I just have to practice pure devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Oh, so wonderful. Thank you so much, and grateful to you for sharing. What I took away from you was the non-spiritual. Even you are using a simple sentence, it sounds so spiritual. So grateful to you. Thank you for your association every day. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, can you please come across why you felt that before itself that your name will be Lalita? I didn't get it.
Oh, I knew as a young girl, I used to go through all the Britannicas looking for anything about God. And I somehow knew in my heart that my name would be Lalita. In fact, when I decided I married, when I got married to my husband, and they said I had to explain why I was in jail. And I said, well, I was distributing books about love of God. And they said, well, we're going to have to change your name. So they changed my name to Lalita, Leona Rose, and then my husband's last name, Oster. So that at the time I was becoming a citizen, Krishna said, okay, I'm going to give you this name. This is now your permanent name. Even in the material realm, it's your name. So I just knew that in my heart as a young girl.
Wonderful, wonderful, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing this very personal, heart-touching realization. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I request Ishopanishad Mataji, you can please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Hari Hari Bol, Lalita. Such a beautiful name. So, have you had your name changed legally?
That's what happened at the time I was becoming a citizen. I had to explain why I was in jail because I was Canadian, so I have dual citizenship. So we're going to change your name to be Lalita because it has to. It's on all your credentials has to. So yes. And every time I hear you, I wish I lived close to you so I could get your association. When we see your hand up, I always go, Haribol!
Oh, Hare Krishna. You know, I just love this enthusiasm. Srila Prabhupada has blessed us with this wonderful, you know, when you're thinking of Krishna, you just get it, it's automatic, it's magical. And I just can't help myself. It's hard to contain that energy. But I love your pastime. I love you. I love how you express yourself when you're around, when you were younger, when you had all that energy. Isn't that amazing? You were like it's like being in heaven, you know, it's just when you express that, I can definitely relate to it, you know, I just definitely relate to it. So thank you for being on this battlefield and helping everyone share this magical, wonderful, enthusiastic energy of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji. Shamaguri Mataji, you want to add something?
Yes, Mataji, thank you so much for coming on the call. You are always there on the call, but thank you so much for giving nice memories about Srila Prabhupada, and you are always, Srila Prabhupada is always in your heart. You always give something or the other memories about Srila Prabhupada, and you had such a good Krishna conscious life there, and you are setting an example how to live Krishna conscious way. You are living in Prabhupada village and doing so many services. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind association, and thank you for your incredible mode of goodness of maintaining this platform of Bhakti Sangha for, 14 or 15 years? I mean, it's a long time. And without it, I don't think I would be able to maintain my Krishna consciousness. This has been amazing through COVID and everything to be able to have devotees right in my home every day. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. Thanks to you, we are very inspiring, you are joining every day, even though you are such a senior devotee, but you still join the call every day. That's very inspiring, Mataji. Thank you so much.
You get the devotees that speak on Bhakti Sangha, they're so pure and it goes right to the heart. You really feel the change in your heart after each and every class. And then how it's a cumulative effect that you start to capture what they're saying. It's not just the effect of it, but you start to remember it and meditate on it. So these devotees are so pure. It's amazing to be in this association. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mataji. And
Thank
I
you.
think Modaki Mataji also wanted to say something, but I think Vinita Gandharika Mataji has raised her hand.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I just wanted to thank Samik Rishi Prabhuji and Lalita Mataji for the beautiful pastimes that they shared. Thank you, Lalita Mataji, for always being on the call. At the end of the class, you put on your video. You always there. You and Prabhuji seeing you. You both saying Gauranga. It's so nice, Mataji. It's so inspiring. Every day we would like to see you on the camera at the end of the class. Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you for sharing all these sweet pastimes. We really love your association. Thank you for being with us. Hare Krishna.
Every day when you come on, and the ding in my phone happens while I'm chanting, I offer my obeisances to you and I remember my hugs that I get from you at the Sadhu Sangha. So thank you for your association and your unending service to Krishna and your spiritual master. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Please bless me that I can continue. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for that comment. Thank you, Mataji. If there are no questions or comments, or if anyone has to share, if any other Srila Prabhupada disciples are there on the call, they can also share if they are okay.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Modaki Mataji.
Yes,
Go.
I used to read so many books, and also then in India there was books. So then in Gujarati there was book about Krishna, and so I was reading that and the pastimes like that. But then when we found the temple here, so then we were just telling the devotees, they are so much exalted. But I just say, oh, yeah, I know Krishna. I know Krishna. And so then we'll just tell about what I have read. But what I have read has no value, Well, the name is there, Krishna, and like that. So then one time I was in a mall, there was a security mall, and my whole family were there. So I went to pay the bill in the store, and my husband and two boys, they were just in a mall, just standing there waiting for me. So then one devotee Mataji came, and she pinned the flower, rose that time, to my husband's shirt, and then asked for the donation. So my husband said, what is it for? So then she said, oh, it's for needy persons. So my husband said, hey, that time it is on 70s, early 70s. So he gave $1. So then she went away. Then she came back. And she said, since you're from India, I'll tell you about it. Then she said, this is for the temple. So then my husband said, really? Where is the temple? We are looking for the temple, but we didn't find. So then she gave us address. and we went there. Then we had once before we had gone there. That time it wasn't the temple there, it was a nursing home. So then you see, yeah, this is very close to us. So then we were going gradually. And then we hear the class Bhagavad Gita. And then I say, here, then I say, I want to read Bhagavad Gita. But then they say, but I wanted in Gujarati. I couldn't understand. I say, in English is difficult to understand. So I cannot, I was requesting them to get me in Gujarati. They every time, 3 times I did. But then finally the devotee said, you have to read in English. We don't have in Gujarati. So then I said, I thought, okay. So then I started reading. I could not understand in the beginning. So then I said, but I kept on reading. I didn't give up. So that was Prabhupada's mercy. This is Prabhupada's writings, and Prabhupada has given nice purports and everything. So I just kept on reading, and then gradually it dawned onto me, yes, this is whatever I have read before, so much I have done with it, has no value. And also one, they call it Guru. He was in Gujarati, and he also composed Bhagavatam by on his lectures or something like that. But I also read that, but it doesn't touch the heart. So maybe I think I was so hard-hearted or whatever, I don't know, now I'm saying. But then when Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, and another thing is when I was working, the one of my co-worker, she went to mall, and the same way she got book, Krishna book, volume 1. And so then she came to work, and then she was saying, since you're talking about Krishna, so I have a book about Krishna, you want? I say, yeah, okay. But I don't know what, but then it's the same as the Prabhupada. Then when I read Prabhupada's book, Krishna book, then I said, what I was saying that I know Krishna. Actually, I don't know Krishna. So it's a very nice revelation. And after this Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna book, and then Bhagavad Gita, we stopped reading any other book. Just this is Prabhupada's books. And then later on, got initiated by Srila Maharaj. And so then he also wrote about Srila Prabhupada. So then we were reading this from the beginning about Prabhupada's Lila. And it was nice. He was just waiting every time when he comes like that. So that's what we have, Prabhupada Association from our Guru Maharaj, Srila Sattva Maharaj. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, you all are mostly we Indians, many Indians, when they are approached, they usually tell that, yes, I know Bhagavad Gita, I know Krishna, but actually we don't know. Only because of Srila Prabhupada and all Srila Prabhupada's books, we are slowly getting to know the glimpse of who is Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for sharing. If there are no questions or comments or any other Srila Prabhupada disciples in the call who would like to share, they can go ahead, or otherwise we can end the call.
Yes, Mataji, we can end.
Okay. We'll pay obeisance to all the Vaishnavas and devotees. And I feel so much energy is there in all Srila Prabhupada disciples like Mataji and Samik Rishi Maharaj, that Mataji was telling when Prabhupada was there, they were all very enthusiastic. But I can see that even now in their words and association, there is so much energy and enthusiasm. If we can get some fraction of amount of that, we can also be in some service to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for your wonderful
Hare
discussion.
Krishna Mataji. Sorry, a last note I just want to say. Thank you, Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu, and thank you that I was a bit fortunate to have your association through interview. So I would request the devotees, you can log on to Bhakti Sangha newsletter interview for more details of Krishna consciousness of Lalita Mataji and Dinabandhu Prabhu. So it was a very blissful interview day for me at that time. To interview them and have their association. Thank you so much, Mataji. And thank you so much, Samik Rishi Prabhu, also very, very wonderful pastime with the Prabhupada he has narrated, and that's really, it gives a vision that we were there, we were seeing the past, and I'm saying about me that I was just realizing, okay, how this Prabhuji has went, how they have approached her. So it's really very nice to hear from them. Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji.
Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, we can end the call, Mataji.
Vancha kalpatarubhesha kripa sindhu bhaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo namo namah. Gaudi Vaishnavin ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai.
Jai.
Jai.
His Grace Swami Rishi Maharaj ki jai. His Grace Mataji ki jai. His Grace Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Gauranga.
Sisters and devotees, Hare Krishna, Gauranga, Nityananda, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. May God bless you all.
Very happy Nandotsav and Srila Prabhupada appearance day. Let's meet tomorrow for Bhagavatam.